We've got this really interesting set of material. It's pairs of answers to simple questions about clothing. But what's revealing is you see a basic, almost automatic response
Right.
right next to one that's much more detailed, more considered.
Ah, I see. And these came from language assessments.
Exactly, where, the depth of your answer really shows your command of the language.
And as we're finding out, maybe a whole lot more about how you think. That contrast sounds like the key thing here. Our mission, if you like, isn't just about what people say about clothes, but exploring how they talk about it, how that way of speaking might unlock deeper insights.
Yeah, looking for that spark, that moment when a simple answer sort of blossoms into something richer.
Something that tells us about habits, preferences, maybe even echoes of the past.
Okay, let's get into it then. The first question is about special occasion wear.
Okay, like weddings, parties.
Yeah. So one response is pretty straightforward. I wore special clothes to a wedding last month, a suit and tie. It was good to dress up.
Makes sense. Answers the question directly.
It does the job, yeah.
Yeah.
But then listen to this other one. I last wore special clothes about a month ago for a very close friend's wedding.
Okay, a bit more context already.
I chose a tailored navy blue suit, and I made sure my tie complemented the overall color theme of the wedding.
Ah, the details.
Yeah.
Navy blue, tailored, matching the theme.
Exactly, and then it goes on. Since I don't typically wear formal attire, it felt a little out of the ordinary at first, but I actually found I quite enjoyed it. It added a sense of significance to the occasion.
Wow, okay. Big difference there.
It's that layering, isn't it? It goes beyond just suit and tie.
Totally. You get the specifics tailored, navy blue, the matching tie.
Yeah.
But also that personal reflection.
Yeah, the feeling. Unusual, but it enhanced the event. It's not just what they wore.
But why it felt meaningful?
Yeah.
That's the richer insight.
Precisely. And you start to see deeper layers there. Choosing specific clothes for a big event, it often shows you want to, honor the occasion.
Right. Respect the people involved.
Yeah, it's a way of showing outwardly that the moment is important.
That makes perfect sense.
Eh.
Okay, let's move from formal events to childhood memories. The question, special clothes from when you were a kid. Simple answer first. Yes, I had a T-shirt with a cartoon on it. I liked it a lot.
Familiar territory, that favorite character T-shirt, yeah.
But then compare it with this. Oh, absolutely. When I was probably around 6, I had this bright red hoodie with a huge dinosaur on the front. I wore it practically every day until it started getting holes in the cuffs.
Sounds well loved. Totally. And then this part. I think it was so special because whenever I wore it, I felt incredibly brave, almost like it was my own little superhero cape.
Wow, a superhero cape. That's powerful imagery, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah, that response isn't just recalling clothes, it's telling a little story.
With real emotion.
Exactly. That red hoodie wasn't just fabric. It was tied to feeling brave, a huge thing for a kid.
For sure.
It just shows how everyday things can get loaded with personal meaning, trigger these vivid memories years later, maybe even how we use clothes to project something we want to feel.
It's amazing how much a simple hoodie can hold. Okay, changing gears a bit, spending habits on clothes.
All right. Money talk.
So one person says, not really. I usually buy cheap clothes. Saving money is what's important to me.
Very budget conscious, practical.
Definitely. A necessary approach for many, like you said. But then there's a more considered response. Not especially. I like to look presentable, so I tend to shop during sales or choose more affordable brands.
Okay, still budget aware, but with a focus on presentation.
Yeah, and then, however, I'm also willing to invest a bit more in good quality basics that I know will last for years.
Ah, the investment piece idea.
Right. For me, it's less about following trends and more about getting good value for my money. It shows this balancing act.
Exactly. It's more nuanced, isn't it? Not just about the immediate cost.
But thinking long-term, longevity, utility.
Yeah, it might even touch on sustainability, thinking about making things last, even if they don't say it outright. Different mindset.
Now, looking ahead, when do you think you'll next buy clothes? Basic answer. Maybe next month. I need some new jeans and shirts.
Functional. Gets the job done.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much insight there.
Right. Contrast that with, I'll probably be looking to update my wardrobe sometime next month now that the weather is starting to warm up.
Okay, planning involved. Seasonal awareness.
I'm thinking of getting some lighter fabrics and maybe a few brighter colors for the summer.
Specific ideas.
I don't tend to shop impulsively, but I do like to refresh my clothing a couple of times a year to suit the changing seasons.
See, that's different. It's not just I need clothes.
No, it's a planned update. tied to the season, wanting the right stuff for summer.
It's moving from just reacting to a need, like my jeans have holes, to being more proactive about managing their wardrobe.
Yeah, intention.
And connecting clothes to the environment, the weather. That's interesting.
Okay, let's talk weekday versus weekend wear. We have a simple distinction first. I wear formal clothes during the week and casual clothes on the weekends.
Pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
Work, school versus leisure time.
Yeah, reflects a common pattern. But then the more descriptive one, not really. During the week, especially for work and university, I tend to wear more structured clothing, like button-up shirts and slacks.
Specific examples again, paints a clearer picture.
But as soon as the weekend arrives, it's all about comfort. Think hoodies and joggers.
The weekend uniform.
Ha, exactly. And then they add this. I really feel like what I wear influences my mood and energy levels.
Ah, okay. That's the kicker. Connecting clothes to mood and energy.
Yeah.
That brings in a fascinating psychological bit. It suggests they're aware, maybe consciously or unconsciously, that clothes can shape how they feel.
Or signal a shift to themselves and others, like, okay, work mode off, relax mode on.
Precisely. A shift in activity, mindset reflected in the clothes.
All right, this next question. It often brings up some interesting, maybe tricky points.
Uh-oh, which one?
Do you think women care more about clothes than men? A very direct answer. Yes, I think so. Women buy more clothes and are more interested in fashion.
A common viewpoint, definitely, though maybe a bit dated, based on older norms.
Could be. But then we also have this perspective. Generally, it might seem that women have historically shown more interest in clothes and fashion, but I don't believe that's a universal truth anymore.
Okay, acknowledging the history, but questioning the present.
Yeah. With the increasing visibility of style in media, especially online, I've noticed a lot more men becoming very conscious of their appearance and interested in fashion trends.
Social media's impact. Influencers, maybe?
Seems likely. So I think those lines are definitely blurring.
That's a much more nuanced take, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It avoids the easy generalization.
Right.
And considers how culture, media, how things change attitudes across genders. Makes you question those old assumptions about who's supposed to be interested in clothes.
Definitely. Okay, looking ahead again. How might your interest in clothes change as you get older?
Interesting projection.
The simple answer, maybe not. Doesn't give us much, does it?
Nope. Zero insight there. Just a shrug, basically.
But this other answer offers more to chew on. I imagine it will change, but perhaps in focus.
Okay, change in focus, not necessarily less interest.
Right now, I pay more attention to current trends and how things look, but as I get older, I suspect comfort and quality will become much more important.
Ah, the classic shift. Comfort and quality over trends.
Seems common. While my specific tastes might evolve, I think I'll always have some level of interest in what I wear, just driven by different factors.
That makes sense. It suggests priority shift, not that interest just disappears.
Yeah, it's an evolution.
Exactly. Moving maybe from external validation, keeping up with trends, to more personal satisfaction. Comfort, durability, things that feel good, last long. It feels like a natural progression as life changes.
Now, the big debate, online versus shopping in physical stores.
Ah, yes, the endless discussion.
Straightforward answer first. Online shopping is great. It's easy and fast.
Can't argue with easy and fast. It's a huge plus.
True. But then, the more balanced view. I appreciate the convenience of online shopping, especially for comparing prices and browsing a wide variety of styles from home.
Right, acknowledges the pros. Comparison shopping is huge online.
However, for certain items, particularly things like shoes or jackets where the fit is crucial,
Yes, shoes online are tricky.
I still prefer going to physical stores so I can try them on and get a better sense of the material.
Makes total sense. Need that tactile feedback sometimes.
So I tend to use a combination of both, depending on what I'm looking for.
Which is probably what most people do, right? A mix and match strategy. What's interesting there is the strategic approach. They know the strengths and weaknesses of each method.
And apply it based on what they need. Shoes in store, maybe basics online.
Yeah, it shows a considered approach to the whole shopping process.
Okay, how about brand names? Do they matter? One person? Not really. I just buy what I like. The brand isn't important to me.
Pretty firm stance, prioritizing personal taste.
Yeah, ignores the label.
Yeah.
But another person said this. Not particularly. I'm much more concerned with how the clothes fit and how comfortable they feel than with seeing a specific logo.
Fit and feel first. Makes sense.
Of course, I'm aware that some brands have a reputation for better quality and durability.
Ah, okay. So brands aren't totally ignored.
So I might consider those if I'm looking for something that will last a long time, but I'm not driven by brand names alone.
So it's not about the logo itself, but what the logo might represent sometimes,
Yeah.
like quality.
It seems like it. Fit and feel are primary, but brand reputation for durability might play a role for certain items. It's pragmatic.
Yeah, it shows that even if you're not chasing labels, the things often associated with brands like quality or craftsmanship can still factor into the decision.
Okay, final question. What kind of clothes do you usually wear? A very common answer. I usually wear jeans and t-shirts. Sometimes I wear a hoodie.
The classic casual uniform for many people describes a lot of us.
Definitely. But this answer gives us just a little bit more texture. On most days, I opt for casual and comfortable outfits, usually fitted jeans, plain t-shirts, and sneakers.
Okay, add some specifics. Fitted jeans, plain t-shirts, sneakers gives a slightly sharper image.
If I have a meeting or a more formal occasion, I'll definitely dress up.
Acknowledges exceptions.
I think my overall style is simple and clean, and I prefer clothes that are easy to mix and match.
Ah, the rationale. Simple, clean, easy to coordinate. That tells you something about their approach.
Exactly. Even for everyday stuff, adding those small details and the why behind it.
Yeah.
It paints a much clearer picture of their personal style and, practical considerations.
Indeed. It shows that even seemingly basic choices can reflect a deliberate aesthetic. A desire for simplicity, maybe efficiency in getting dressed. It's not just random.
So as we've gone through all these contrasting answers, it feels really clear, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That even just talking about our clothes, something we do every day, the level of detail, the thought we put in, it can reveal surprising depths.
Absolutely. Moving beyond just the basic, almost automatic response.
Like suit and tie.
Right. And adding descriptive words, personal feelings, the why behind a choice, you just get a much richer picture.
A picture of values, memories, future plans.
All through the simple act of talking about getting dressed. It's quite profound in a way.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The next time you're choosing what to wear, maybe pause for a second. Consider the story you're telling, even if it's just to yourself. What are the hidden reasons behind your choices beyond just, needing to cover up?
It's like uncovering a hidden language in our own wardrobes. What are
Yeah.
your clothes saying about you?